clear to me and the way that I project my voice. But if you don't know me, my name is Patrick Kwong. That sounds like a familiar name. It's because I am the brother of John Kwong. Sometimes we will tell people that we're cousins. Sometimes we'll tell people that we're unrelated. It's great. But now that you know me, a few things about me. I am going to be a senior at Texas Women's University. Loud and proud pioneers. If you guys have never heard me tell that, it's like Texas Women's University, but you're a guy. That logic never makes sense to people. I'm a rock climber, which is fun. That's just fun. I'm a former gymnast. I said I'm a brother already. I'm a photographer. I'm an Overflow student leader. Overflow is a college ministry over in Denton. Great ministry. If you're looking at UNC or TWU, come check out Overflow. That's my shameless one-piece plug right there. But one of my most important and favorite titles that I like to use is a sinner saved by grace, and then a messenger of the gospel. And sometimes I feel like I don't belong on the stage. This is my, I guess, third time speaking in the last 4 or so years. I went back and listened to an old sermon that I preached here, what was it, January 2015, and man, that was rough. Like, I remember being so nervous, shaking, like I stood on stage and I was like, hold up, I gotta shake it out, I gotta get all the nerves out, because that's just how I felt. I'm okay right now, kind of, not really. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, so a little bit about me. If you spent more than 10 minutes with me, you probably know 2 things, right? You knew that I was a Pine Cove camp counselor. Yeah, Pine Cove. It's great, I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then you also know that I recently took a trip to Southeast Asia, where I got to see the Lord move incredibly. So, now that you know a little bit about me, I guess a little bit more, I'm 21. I'm a social work major, but if the Lord calls me somewhere else, I'm totally okay with that. Alright, so let's refocus. Alright, stay with me, alright? About half an hour. We'll see how that works, but stay with me, alright? I'm asking for your focus, I'm asking for your attention. Not on me, but hopefully what the Lord has to say to us tonight, me included. So before I start then, I guess I want to open this up in prayer, and then we'll get started. So bow your heads with me. Father God, you are worthy of your name. Lord, you are the name above all names, King of kings, Lord of lords, the one who gives peace. So Lord, I pray that right now you focus our hearts, focus our eyes on who you are, what you want to do, and what you want to say to us, God. And Lord, take a sinner like me to proclaim your good news and proclaim your gospel. Speak through me, God. Have our hearts and our ears open to what you have. We love you so much, and thank you in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So, I talked about Pine Cove. Let's talk about Pine Cove, okay? So Pine Cove, there's this thing that we do. It's called the Gauntlet. All right. Has anybody ever been to Pine Cove? No. You have? Yeah. Isn't it incredible or crazy? It's one of those. All right. It's probably both. So the Gauntlet. Let me try to describe to you the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is the way that counselors welcome campers into the camp. All right. So for my particular camp, it's called Camp in the City. We welcome campers every single day because we partnered with local churches, and so it was a day camp, so the kids went home, but they came back. And so because they came back, every day we did the gauntlet. And so the gauntlet goes something like this. So you start jumping, but you're not just jumping. You're not just like weak jumping. You're jumping like 4 phone books high, and you're jumping. And not only are you jumping, but you're yelling, G-O-O-D-M-O-R-I-G! And you're yelling good morning at campers for 45 minutes while your calves are screaming, help me. Alright? So I got to jump on stage. I'm glad I got to do that. That's on my checklist tonight. But alright, so now you guys know the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is one of the biggest examples that I know of physical suffering for the gospel. Alright? We're not talking about suffering, but I just want to say that. It's probably the most trying thing in the world. But I want to tell you a story about the Gauntlet. So I was jumping in the Gauntlet. Let's see, it was my 5th week of camp. And man, if you guys saw me, I had like kinesiology KT tape going on my calves. I had it on my shins. I had shin splints and calf strains. And I was super tired. I think I was sick that day. So I'm trying to jump, and I'm doing this really weak, like really cruddy jump, alright? It's like this. It's like I look like I'm prancing. I look like I don't want to be here. So I said this to my friend. My friend's name is Freebie. I can't get a different name, so his name is Freebie. And I said, Freebie, man, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I can keep going on. and he looks at me and he's like, speak for yourself. All right, when he told me speak for yourself, a normal person would be like, I'm offended. Don't tell me that. But in the context of the camp, I realized that when he said that, he meant we're all hurting, but we're still going. All of our legs are hurting and we're screaming in pain, but we're going to still yell because it may bring a kid to the gospel and it may bring a kid to God. And when I realized that, and I realized that what he said didn't offend me, rather it encouraged me, I jumped higher. My name was Flip, so I flipped in the gauntlet as hard as I could. And when it was time to go inside, man, I sprinted inside to be the first one into the cabin room to greet the campers. Not to glorify myself, but because I knew that in my weakness, God would be glorified. But it was because of Freebie's not really encouraging encouragement that spurred me on to action in order to keep going. All right? So, I started that story because of this one idea that I want to introduce to us. All right? This idea of community. Can everybody say community? Say it one more time. Community. Cool. So community, by definition on Google, I saw two definitions, all right? One, it's a group of people living in the same place or having a particular characteristic in common. Easy enough, right? How many of you have heard the word community before? I hope everybody's answered that. I think it's a pretty cool word. Second definition was a feeling of fellowship with others as a result of sharing common attributes, interests, and goals, all right? Cool. So it stems from the Latin word that I probably will not pronounce right, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. But it's the same word that the word common comes from. And if you ever spell the word out, you see that the word unity is in there. So whenever I use I'm going to use it a lot, right? Whenever I use the word community, think common unity at the same time, right? Common unity. Cool. So, why are we talking about community? All right, in the context of we are family, why are we talking about community? Well, when Jeremy was telling me that, or asked me to speak, or when I asked him if I could speak, and then he realized that this slot was open, so I was like, okay, that's cool. When I learned that I could teach and speak, he said that the series was very flexible in the way that it was going to go about, right? So this is cool, because this is a concept that's been shaping my heart for the last year and a half. If we believe in Jesus, we are in the family of God. We are family. Alright? And then if we believe in Jesus, we are in community because of Jesus alone and not by anything else. Alright? I want that to be the basis of everything else that we talk about. Because we believe in Jesus, because of who he is and what he's done, we are in community by him alone, not by anything else. Not race. I'm Asian. If you didn't know. Not by race, not by sport, not by gender, not by age, hobby, or even the church service that we attend. This is cool. So, earlier, I met somebody who isn't of the Baptist faith, but I think it's so cool because that is not the defining factor that brings us to Jesus. Right? So we're going to keep going, but know that we are founded on Jesus alone. We're going to talk about that more, right? But everybody understand the idea of community? Shake your heads, yes. I can kind of see you guys. You're kind of blinded by this light. It's cool. Don't worry about it. An anti-Nazi German pastor in World War II, his name is Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Try saying that 5 times fast, and you'll get tongue-tied. Dietrich Bonhoeffer puts it like this in his book. He says, Christianity means community through Jesus Christ and in Jesus Christ. All right, that's the foundation quote that we're going to build upon tonight. Christian community is the only community that is established long before we even knew each other. Alright? And here, I'm going to explain that one for a second as I try to turn this page. So, Christian community is the only community that is established long before we even knew each other. So, at Pine Cove, I meet people from all over, alright? People that I've never met before, but because of Jesus and what he's done in their lives, when I meet them, we are instantly in community because of Jesus. Does that make sense? So people from Tennessee, Alabama, some of my best friends are from Alabama, Oklahoma, Florida, Georgia, California maybe. We are in community through Jesus alone. Not Pine Cove, not by the schools we go to, because we all go to different schools, but through Jesus alone. We don't need to be in proximity. The word proximity just means closeness, all right? It's my big word in here. More closeness to be in community with each other, because our foundation is found solely in Jesus. All right? So open your Bibles, click to your Bibles, focus on me. Click to your Bibles, Colossians 3, all right? We're gonna dig into this. We're gonna chop it up, and we're gonna have a good time. Colossians 3. Once you got it, say got it. That was weak. That's fine. All right. So keep that open. All right. I'm gonna give you some background as you're trying to get there. So Colossians, the church of Colossae, Paul is writing to this church in hopes that they would realize that the way they treat and respond to the body of Christ is incredibly important. Alright, he's writing this letter to make you realize that the way you treat other people within the church is important. Capital C church, by the way, not just the lowercase Vale Students. Alright, you hear me? Staying with me? We're good? That's important. See, the Colossians had a history of false teachers who were trying to lead the church, capital C, astray. Alright, they're trying to change one tweak here, or one tweak here, to change the whole ideology of the church so that they're no longer following Jesus. So Paul is writing this and instructing them and encouraging them within the first 3 verses to shift away from these false teachings. So he finishes chapter 2 by saying, hey, don't listen to false teachers. And then he starts chapter 3 like this. Alright, read this with me. If then you have been raised with Christ, seek the things that are above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your mind on the things that are above, not on things that are on earth. For you have died, and your life is hidden with Christ in God. Thank you. Man, that's a heavy passage. Alright? That's a heavy passage because it says, if you have been raised with Christ, set your mind on things above. Now, I want to be honest and say that, one, I don't always do that. You know, not everybody that stands on this stage is perfect. In fact, nobody that has ever stood on this stage is perfect. Alright? I want you guys to hear that first. And so for me to say, I don't always set my mind on things that are above. In fact, it says, and not on things of this earth, not of things of this world. Right? It says to set your mind on things that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of the throne of God. So here's the heavy question. Do you turn away from the things that capture our attention? Do you turn away from the things that are supposed to capture our attention, the heavenly things, or do we look at everything down here and be like, this is okay? This is cool. Good. Be honest with yourself when you evaluate yourself, because this is important. The very words of God, 2 Timothy 3:16 and 17 says, all Scripture, all of it is God-breathed and profitable for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness, so that the man or woman of God may be complete, equipped for every good work. And so if this is part of Scripture, I want us to focus in on, do we sit over here in the earthly things, or are we setting our minds on things above? Patrick, what does this have to do with community? We're going to get there. Are we distracted by this life and this earth? Because a lot of times it is distracting. That is the devil's scheme, is to distract our minds from what God has for us. So we're not going to read it. There's a small chunk of scripture that I'm not going to read, but verses 4 through 9 talks about the old self, the earthly things, alright? I want you to listen to this list and read. You can read it for yourself so you know I'm not lying, alright? You can read it for yourself right there in front of you. It says, put to death these things. Alright, that's what it starts with in verse 5. Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you. Alright, ready for this list? Sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil desire, covetousness, which is idolatry, anger, wrath, malice, slander, obscene talk, and lying. How many people got angry today? Yeah, that should stab right there. How many people told a lie about somebody today? Now, don't answer that. But if you're going to be honest with yourself, be honest with yourself, okay? How many of you stirred up in wrath? Made somebody else angry? How many of you brought a slanderous thought or gossiped about somebody? How many of us are struggling with sexual immorality? Whether that's with your boyfriend or your girlfriend or with yourself. Come on now. How many of you have an evil desire in you? Look, these are the things that Paul is writing, and ultimately God is saying to put to death. Not treat it in the corner. No, he says kill it. Because when we kill it, it can't live. But if we let it sit there, we're going to let it grow and we're going to let it fester. And when we let it fester, it's going to take over us. But he's saying put it to death. Alright? Now stay with me because it changes. It shifts. Look at verse 12. It says put on then. Alright? Put on then. It says put to death this, put on then. It's a transition. It's a change. Put on death as God's chosen ones, holy and beloved, compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive. And above all of these things, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony, and let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which you indeed were called in one body, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. Alright, do you guys see that change? Yeah. See the shift that Paul was writing? Are you guys paying attention with me? Are you guys staying with me? Alright? Because this is important. This is important not just for you guys, but it's important for me, it's important for every adult that's in this room. Alright? We cannot lead you well if we are focused on the things that we're trying to put to death. And so, leaders, that's a step to my heart. That's heavy, because we're about to go to beach camp, right? They can't lead you well if they are focused on these things that they're trying to put to death. But if they put them to death, look at the transition. He says, put on then. What is it? Holy, as God's chosen people. One, that's what he says, is you're chosen, alright? That's good. He says compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, and patience. Bearing with one another, and if one another has a complaint, forgiving each other, and then above all, put on love. That's the challenge that we are looking at tonight. Alright? In the context of community, like what do we learn? One, in verses 12 and 13, it says a community in Jesus imitates godliness. Alright? A community in Jesus imitates godliness. It says, put on then as God's chosen. One is God's chosen. So he's our Father. He's chosen us as God's chosen. You're holy. Holy means set apart, and you're beloved. Right? Am I speaking too fast? Okay, stay with me. So as holy, we are set apart. As God's chosen, he has chosen us as beloved. We are loved by God. Put on compassionate hearts, kindness, humility, meekness, patience, bearing with one another, and if one has a complaint against another, forgiving each other as the Lord has forgiven you, so you must also forgive. That's the phrase I'm going to look at right there. Okay? As the Lord has forgiven you. That's an imitation phrase. Does that make sense? So he's saying, just as the Lord has done this, so do this. A community in Jesus, and like I said, our foundation as believers is Jesus. A community in Jesus imitates that godliness. Does it mean we're perfect? No, because we can't be perfect. But there is room to grow. There is room to see the Lord change us and shape our hearts once we put to death those things. That's why Paul wrote it first. He said put to death. He didn't say put on then and then put to death. No, he says take care of the sin, take care of these things that aren't going to help you, and then put on. Put on like a cloak. Put it on like a jacket. What's cool about the change between what Jesus has said, or what Paul has said in verses 12 and 13 and 4 through 9. 4 through 9, each one of those has selfish gain. Alright, if you're angry at somebody, you want to get revenge, probably. Alright, if you're slanderous, you're trying to bring somebody down so you look better. If you're lying, you're trying to spread stuff so that maybe you try to look good. But all of those things are for selfish gain. None of the things in verses 12 and 13 are for selfish gain. In fact, they're all unselfish. You know, it says compassionate hearts. If my heart is compassionate, that means I'm looking at them and like there's a need that I want to fill. Not for my gain, but for theirs. If it's kind, you're out of yourself. You're doing something else for somebody kindly. Alright, humility, meekness, patience, bearing with another. Alright, I'm not going to go with that list again. But bearing with one another. Alright, this one's important too. Alright, so none of those first two have selfish traits. Second one, bearing with one another. It means that we bear each other's burdens. Right. Alright? As the community and the body of Jesus, we bear one another's burdens. How many of you do that? When somebody is hurting or heartbroken or something's going wrong, how often do you just go and sit with them and want to share that burden with them? It's heavy, it's hard. But it's committed. And forgiveness comes from the fact that you have been forgiven. So my question is, as a community and body of Christ, who in this room do you have to forgive in order to reconcile the body of Christ? I know, maybe this is not true for y'all, and I pray it's not true, but I know there was a lot of drama when I was in this youth group. I know there's a lot of people who were breaking up for stupid reasons and breaking friendships for stupid reasons, and there was no reconciliation or forgiveness. So my question to challenge you guys is, who do we need to forgive in this room? In this room! Y'all about to go to beach camp. Y'all about to spend, 6 days hanging out? You know, that grows the community. But if that's over, what happens next? If our foundation is in Jesus. If our foundation is beach camp, it's shallow. Alright? Let's keep moving. So I don't have a lot of time. Verses 14 and 15. Okay? The community in Jesus is bound in love. Verse 14 and 15. Above all of these, put on love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you are called as one body. Be thankful. So the same love that Jesus showed you, we show to our brothers and sisters in Jesus. Does that make sense? The same love that you have been shown, the same grace, the same mercy, the same forgiveness that God and Jesus have shown you, we show to our fellow believers. Why? Because it says that is the thing that binds us together in perfect harmony. If people want to see heaven, they look at the church. But if the church doesn't look like heaven, you're never going to see it. I'm going to let that one sit. If people want to see what heaven looks like, but the church doesn't look like heaven, because we are in discord, we are lost in community, we have no idea what that means, they're never going to see heaven, they're never going to want to see heaven. We are one body. Ephesians 4, we don't have to turn there, but it says this: I therefore, a prisoner of the Lord, Paul speaking, urge you to walk in a manner worthy of the calling to which you have been called, with all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another in love, eager to maintain this unity of the Spirit in the body of peace. There is one body, one Spirit, just as you were called to one hope that belongs to your call, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is over all and through all and in all. But grace was given to each one of us according to the measure of Christ's gift. You know that last line, grace was given to us according to the measure of Christ's gift. You know, if you live your life as best as you can, you don't really understand what grace feels like until you have messed up. But if you have messed up and you have been brought to the lowest, you know, grace feels amazing. If you guys don't know what grace is unmerited favor. Favor in the eyes of God, where He says, you know, I see your mistakes, but I see none of it. That's incredible. Do we show that kind of grace, mercy, and forgiveness to our fellow believers? We're one body, under one Spirit, unified by that peace. Third point. So I said, I guess I didn't say this, but 3 things we learned about community from this passage. First one was, community is to imitate godliness. Community in Jesus is found in love. That's the second one. The third one is that community in Jesus encourages and spurs one another towards Jesus. That one said this. You know, if we come in love, if we're imitating godliness, but we are not pushing each other to look for Jesus, what's the point? Verse 16. Here's the point. Let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom, singing psalms and hymns and spiritual songs with thankfulness in your hearts to God. Man, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, teaching and admonishing one another in all wisdom. So community in Jesus encourages and spurs each other towards Jesus. So in reverence and thankfulness to God, do we do this? Where does your encouragement come from? If I told you that you are hurting, let me tell you that the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. If you're feeling anxious, I'll go a verse back. It says, do not be anxious about anything, but by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And then I'll say the next verse. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. If you're hurting, man, I feel you. I know what that feels like. If you feel like you are weak, man, I tell you that my grace, Jesus says, my grace is sufficient for you. My power is made perfect in your weakness. And so I will boast in my weakness so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. And I can look at trials, tribulations, famine, pain, all of these things that will cause my suffering, and I'll look at them and say, you know, when I'm weak, then I'm strong. Not because of my strength, but because of God's. And a community in Jesus encourages and spurs each other towards Jesus. So do we at Vale Students have community with each other like this? Like those three things? Do we imitate godliness? Do we put on love? Do we bind things in love? And then do we encourage and spur each other towards Jesus? Because if we don't, what needs to change? Look, I'm talking to you guys like I'm an outsider because one I am. But the same thing is true if I looked at Overflow. Alright? I'm going to get very serious and personal here. If I looked at Overflow and said, do we spur each other on and encourage each other to look towards Jesus with every single member of our body? The answer is no. Why? Because we have 500 to 600 students who it's very hard to do that on a personal level. But is it possible? Yes. Alright? Do we put on love all the time? No. If I look at my friend and if I look at me on volleyball nights on Sunday nights, I'm very angry and competitive and can let words slip where it's not very encouraging. In fact, it's trash talking. Yeah, so it's like I'm not involved here too. But it's not impossible. If we ask the Lord to begin to change our hearts, alright? I'm going to start finishing up and close with this. I'm going to begin closing with this. So the community in Jesus is only possible if Jesus and his gospel have changed us. Alright? Hear me say that. The community in Jesus is only possible if Jesus and his gospel have changed us. If they haven't changed us, it is not possible to belong to this church, belong to the capital C church, right? Capital C, the church, and feel like we belong. We can sit through service after service after service, Jeremy speaking, me speaking, Terry speaking, Jason speaking. We can sit through each and every one of these and not feel like we belong because we don't even know who Jesus is. That's heaven. But what does that mean? Alright, what is the gospel? You know, over the last few weeks, I've asked some of our students in this room, what is the gospel? I'm not going to share some of their answers. But I don't want us to leave this place without knowing what the gospel is. Alright? If we do not have a good understanding of the gospel, we do not have a good understanding of how much Jesus loved us, and if we don't have a good understanding of how much Jesus loves us, we don't know why we do church. We don't know why. I spent 2 weeks in Southeast Asia, and you know, the church there, it's so raw because they don't realize the weight of the gospel. They don't. So go back to verse 1. Alright, go back to verse 1. Read this with me. If you have been raised with Christ, stop right there. Alright? If you have been raised with Christ, that's a big if. Because if you haven't been raised with Christ, you don't know what grace feels like. You don't know what mercy feels like. You don't know what forgiveness feels like. You don't. But if you have been raised with Christ, man, set your heart in the eyes of things that are above. So the question still remains, what does that mean, Patrick, for me? Alright, what does the gospel mean for me if you don't know what it is and you haven't experienced it? And let me tell you, alright? Let me tell you what the gospel is. God, our perfect God, sovereign God, holy God, decided that he wanted to create the earth and have an imperfect community with him. People can walk, people can talk, people can dance with God, and it'd be perfectly fine. Every beast was made, every bird of the air was made, every tree, plant, the earth was watered, the earth was filled with land. Everything was in perfect community with God. You know, Adam and Eve were the first people, they had perfect community with God. But because they were tempted and they fell for the lie that they could be like God, it was their sin and disobedience to God that shoved them away from that perfect community with God. And because of their loss of that community, they lost all trying relationship with God. Now, what does that mean? Alright, it means that every person that ever lived, every person that's currently living, and every person that is going to live, will never have community with God unless God sends something to pay the debt that we owe him. And that something is someone because he sent his own perfect son Jesus, who was God in human flesh, who was the only one that could pay our debt, pay our sin, and he laid it and put it on the cross. On his shoulders as he stretched out, he said, yours, 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 mine, there. Sin is on my shoulders, and I'm going to die because I love
guilt, all the shame, all the doubt, all of it was paid when he died on that cross. But it gets better, all right? So everybody's sin was paid for. What does that mean? Well, it means that everybody now has the chance for life. Why? Because he didn't stay in the grave. Jesus didn't stay in the grave. He didn't say that the sin just killed me. No, he said, I have now conquered sin and death, and everybody that believes in me, that I have risen from the dead and confesses with their mouth that I am Lord, will be saved. They will have life. And if you want to know why that's so important, it's because the perfect community with God was broken by sin, but it was restored by Jesus. If you want to have perfect community within the church, you're going to have perfect community with God. The gospel and what Jesus has done is what binds us together as the body of Christ and the community of believers. Not a common church, not a hobby, not gender, not age, not race, not school, not grade, or a sport. None of that binds us together as the church. What Jesus has done binds us together as the church. Jesus and only Jesus. Watch this, verse 11. Here, there is not Greek and Jew, circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave, or free, but Christ is in all and is all. Grace doesn't play a factor in us being unified as a church. If we're going to call ourselves family, we're not unified by the fact that we gather as Vale Students. It's Jesus. So as I finish up, my mouth very dry. This became so important to me when my dad was in the hospital and I wasn't sure if he was going to live or die. Alright, I wasn't sure if he was going to live or die. But when I heard that my friends in Garland were praying for me, when I heard that my friends in Frisco were praying for me, when I heard that my friends in California and in Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia and Oklahoma and New York and my family across on the other side of the world were praying for my dad to live, they unified the body as the community of believers, not by proximity, not by their closeness, because they were all over the world, but because of the foundation that is Jesus, and that Jesus is the one that by his grace gave me back my dad. You know, he could have taken my dad away, and I would have been 100% okay with that, because that's still his grace. But him showing his grace by giving us back my dad, you know, he may not be perfect, he may not be himself again, but that's okay, because he gave me back my dad. Do we act like that with each other in this room? Do we act out of love and a changed heart that we bear with one another in their burdens, in their sorrows, in their joy, in their guilt, in their shame, in their sin? How does God need to move in us and convict us so that we see each other that way? You know, you were made in the image of Christ. You know that? You were made in the image of God. You were made in the image of God, and you were made in, and everybody in this room is made in the image of God. And so if we saw each other as made in the image of God, would we treat each other that same way? Would we treat each other the same way we treat now, or the way that I was just talking about? You know, I've heard it said, if you want to go fast, go low. If you want to get to your destination fast, go low. But if you want to go far, we have to come together. Because we are better together. Heads bowed and eyes closed. Look, I don't want us to leave this place without responding to the gospel. So if you've never heard of that kind of love, and I want you, whenever this song starts, right, I want you to go talk to an adult leader in this room. And I want you to ask them, did Jesus really love me like that? I want you to. I don't want you to leave this room without hearing the gospel and not being responsible. Now, if you need to bear with one another and you have a burden, grab somebody, come to the stage and pray. Go back to the back and pray. You know, what are you hurting with? What are you struggling with? Bear with one another and carry that burden. You don't have to go through that alone. Jesus went through his suffering alone so that we didn't have to. Bear with one another. Now third, if you need to forgive somebody in this room for hurting you, go to that person. Be bold. Go to that person and tell them, hey, I need you to forgive me, or I need forgiveness. Lord, I pray that we